Albert Einstein called himself, and I'm quoting directly here, an involuntary swindler. He genuinely believed his work didn't deserve the attention it was getting. Einstein, Maya Angelou, 11 books, Pulitzer Prize nominee, Presidential Medal of Freedom, and yet she spent most of the career terrified. Someone was finally going to figure out she wasn't actually that good. So if you're ever sat in a meeting, or started a new role, or hit a milestone you worked years for, and still heard that voice in your head say, they're gonna find out. I don't actually belong here, and I just got lucky. You're not broken, you're not weak, you're not alone. You're in the company of some of the greatest minds who have ever lived. So what exactly is this? Imposter syndrome was first identified in 1978. A psychologist named Pauline Clance was working with high-achieving students with great grades, real accomplishments, legitimate reasons to be exactly where they were. And yet, almost all of them believed their acceptance to the university had been a mistake. Some of them were genuinely waiting to be called into the office and told there'd been an error. Clance recognized this feeling because she had felt the exact same way in graduate school herself. She and her colleague Suzanne Emis started studying it formally, and what they found completely changed how we understand self-doubt. This wasn't a gender issue. This wasn't a confidence issue. This wasn't even about being introverted or anxious. Studies now show that up to 70% of people across every gender, race, age, industry experience imposter syndrome at some point in their career. 70%. And this is the part that should stop you cold. There's no threshold. There's no level of success or promotions or amount of awards that automatically makes it go away. Einstein proved that. Maya Angelou proved that. This means waiting until you feel ready, waiting until you feel like you belong. Is waiting for something that may never come on its own. Now here's something most people have never heard of, but will immediately recognize. It's called pluralistic ignorance. And it is the core of what feeds your imposter syndrome. See, every single person in your office, in your team, in your industry is privately doubting themselves. But because nobody says it out loud, everyone assumes they're the only one feeling it. So if you look around the room and everyone looks certain, everyone looks like they belong, everyone looks like they have it figured out, and you think, what's wrong with me? Nothing is wrong with you. You're surrounded by people doing the exact same thing that you are, performing certainty while privately questioning everything. Because we can't see how hard our colleagues actually work, or how much they struggle, or how often they doubt themselves. There is no easy way to shake the feeling that everyone else is just more capable than you. That's not reality. That's pluralistic ignorance. And it's the one concept that feeds your imposter syndrome every single day. Now, here's what makes this tricky, though. Most people picture imposter syndrome as someone frozen hiding, turning down opportunities. That's not what we actually see while working with professionals across industries. When we ask them, what does imposter syndrome look like for you specifically? Almost. Nobody says like they freeze, or you know what they say? I over-explain everything. I add so many warnings and disclaimers that by the time I get to the point, the room has already moved on. I justify my answer even before I finish giving. One senior manager, with lots of years of experience, told us that he was the most experienced person in that room. And yet he was the only one apologizing before every single idea he shared. A marketing director once confided with us that he spent an entire night preparing for the big presentation. Walked in the next morning and opened with, "This might not be the best approach, but..." See, 12 hours of work, but he just buried everything with that one sentence of self-doubt. That's what imposter syndrome actually looks like. It's not silence, it's noise. So how do you quiet that voice? In the room, in the moment now, here are 3 practical things you can do starting in your very next meeting. 1. Cut your answer in half. Whatever you're gonna say the second half only. First half is almost always just the anxiety warming up. 2. Replace the disclaimer with a pause. Instead of, "I'm not sure if this is right, but..." Try this, just a 2-second pause. Here's what I think. That pause feels uncomfortable to you in the beginning, but to everyone else in the room, it feels like control. 3. End your sentences, make the statement, put the full stop on it, and sit in that silence, the discomfort you feel right after. That is the sound of people taking you seriously. Now here's what I want you to carry out of this. Imposter syndrome is not a disease. It is not a personality flaw. It is not a sign that you're in the wrong place. It is one of the most human things that exists in professional life. And it has touched almost every single significant achiever who has ever lived. Believe me, you have the talent. You have the capability. You belong in that room. The only thing left is to speak like today resonated. Drop a comment below, and if someone in your life needs to hear this, send it to them. Subscribe. I'll see you there.